Okay, downtown New Orleans just got done picking up my registration badge, getting all checked in, getting my swag going. A lot of people over at the hall. Today is Thursday, so we're picking it up a day early. Nothing, no events or anything today. They had some vendors out, got some last minute sleeves for myself and a buddy. But other than that, didn't really buy too much. Was getting a little overstimmied with all the noise and crowd, so came out somewhere quiet to just kind of enjoy the sauna a little bit. It's like 80 something degrees, but really high humidity. My glasses were steaming up a little bit earlier. I just wanted to come out here and I did the touristy thing. Let's see if I can do this without destroying myself. And got the Café du Monde beignet. Apparently that's a must-have. I'm assuming if you live in Portland, it seems like a Voodoo Donuts kind of vibe. But let's try it out. Almost choked. Didn't want to breathe in too hard while I was taking that bite. Pretty good. I had to scrape about a mountain of powdered sugar off first. It was all over my shirt now. But it was pretty okay. Wouldn't fly all the way here just for that. Never been a huge beignet fan anyways, so probably has something to do with it. But I wanted to talk about my deck choice a little bit. Posted a video, went out yesterday right before I drove off to the airport, which I apologize again for the lack of audio on the game one. That was an editing error that I did not catch, and it is too late because I would have to re-edit and re-upload the whole video at this point. So I can't fix it while I'm on the road. We'll see later if we can do anything about it. Sitting on the Mississippi River. Deck choice, though. Deck choice. So in that video, I talked about Dragapult and Gardevoir as kind of my top 1 and 2. Specifically, Dust Noir Neo Upper Energy Dragapult. And I still like that deck, but in testing with it, just feels like it either lacks in consistency or it lacks in power. Like, it just kind of waffles between the two, which is pretty unfortunate. Because I really do like the Neo Upper Energy as the A spec and just being able to rip through the deck like that, but it just feels like it's kind of just missing something in today's format. It doesn't have enough disruption to really be deadly, and I think it just kind of falls flat in a lot of areas, unfortunately. So I didn't even pack that deck. I'm choosing between kind of 2 right now. Gardevoir is still up there for me, but I'm really just kind of leaning into Joltix box right now, and I just feeling like just sending Joltix, just having a good time, and just kind of playing for fun, seeing what happens at this point. I don't know if it's just this format or what exactly is causing these feelings, but I mean I haven't fell in love with a deck since Charizard pre-Badoo, so I think that's a big part of it. So I've just been kind of like bouncing around between decks since then. There's not like a standout aggro deck for me. I like the Joltix box. I think as far as aggro decks go, that's my favorite one right now. Raging Bolt's fine. I don't like playing with the Noctowl engine. I just don't find it very fun. Golden Go's pretty cool. I'm just not as jazzed about its matchup spread right now. So Golden Go's another deck that I did bring though, and that there is a low chance that I end up running tomorrow, but like I said, very low. Right now I'm really just feeling Joltix box, and I think the other side of that choice too is that the tourism bug is biting me pretty hard. New Orleans is a city I've always wanted to visit, and I'm kind of just feeling like, we'll play some Pokemon tomorrow and then we'll explore the city. That sounds pretty fun. They've got a lot of Pride stuff going on Saturday. So honestly, kind of hoping in the back of my mind that I whiff day 2, because I would really love to just kind of check out New Orleans Pride Festival. And I think either way I'll be able to make the parades at like 5 o'clock. So I should be able to make the parade no matter what. But man, I just kind of want to see more of this city. It's a really cool place. So I think I'm just going to send Joltix box tomorrow, just have a fun time playing. And then whatever happens, hey, I got a cool city to explore afterwards. So that's kind of how we're feeling right now. We're just going to sit by the Mississippi River for a bit, sip on this frozen coffee, maybe have a couple more bites of beignet. But we're having a good time so far. Having a good time. I stayed and hung out on the Mississippi River for a little bit while longer. Grabbed a catfish po' boy from a shop nearby. Super good. They also had Red Barks, which is absolutely amazing soda. 10 out of 10, would drink again. Yeah, we just had a great day playing tourist. Spent some time walking around. The convention center's down that way somewhere. Spent some time walking around Jackson Square. Took in the St. Louis Cathedral. And just made the day of it. Had a good time exploring. Went and talked to a couple local shop owners. Just got a feel for at least the French Quarter. Didn't get to see much else of the city because I didn't feel like taking an Uber anywhere. But man, French Quarter is beautiful. It was fun. Obviously, very touristy spot. But super fun to just take in the sights and have a good time. The rest of the afternoon, kind of exploring New Orleans, mulling things over in my head. My feelings haven't changed much. I'm still just wanting to have a good weekend, make the most out of this trip. I don't get to travel very often, so I really just want to play something that I'm going to enjoy playing and just have a really fun experience here while I'm in New Orleans. Like I said, I've been practicing Gardevoir a lot. I think the Gardevoir deck is more competitive. I would give myself a better advantage playing Gardevoir, but I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling joltix box. I want to have a good time. I want to play something fun. I don't want to be grinding away all day as it was. So this is the 60 that we landed on. My friend and I have been going back and forth today over tech cards, things to cut, things to include, what's important for the current meta. It's pretty standard stuff. Did not go too crazy with it. No petrols, no watchtowers, no stadiums at all, actually. I think we're fine. I don't think people are running enough League HQ to really, really justify worrying about a stadium bump right now. So we're just going to choose not to. Only real tech we've got is something you've seen in this list before. We got the Genesect to shut off Ace Specs. I'm still expecting quite a bit of unfair stamp from all the Pult players. And stopping the Raging Bolt from using Prime Catcher early is going to be really impactful, as well as delaying Gardevoir and Grimmsnarl. That big early game secret box can kind of slow them down quite a bit and give us more of a chance to take additional prize cards with Iron Hands before really needing to get into a beefier attacker. Other bit of tech, this one you may or may not have seen in joltix box, is Defiance Band. This has gotten really popular lately. Gives us a slightly better Raging Bolt matchup, because what Raging Bolt players have been doing lately is they'll, on their first attacking turn, gust up whatever Pokemon we put energy onto, Pikachu or Iron Hands, and then just take a 2-prize knockout right away using Prime Catcher. If they're able to do that, what we can do then is slap a Defiance Band onto Galvantula, which with all of its number nonsense is now letting it hit for 210 damage, which is a Teal Mask Ogerpon or a Pheasantipity. So that's a pretty good reactionary play that can put us back onto an even prize trade and leave us with a 1-prizer in our active, which if they just gusted the previous turn, they're going to have a harder time gusting around it. And it would leave us on even prize trades, 4-4, because I know a lot of Raging Bolts are running Counter Catcher these days, so that's something to consider and play around as well. But yeah, this is the 60. We're just going to run it. We're going to have some good times. If we don't make day 2, then hey, we got New Orleans Pride to go to. Still a ton of the city left I want to explore. So we're focusing on vibes this weekend, and right now, this is the deck we're vibing with. Got the Friday morning fit check. Woke up feeling pretty good. A decent night of sleep. Not the best, not the worst, but we're looking fresh. We're feeling clean. We're ready to go. So they had us. This was kind of one of the coolest intros and one of probably the best experiences I've had as a player so far. They had us all funneling in through like these double doors. And at first it was like, what the heck? What's going on? Like, why? There's so many entrances to this hall. Like, why are you making us all go to the same one? It was because they had every single judge lined up along either side of this red carpet, all cheering, clapping, passing out high fives. So it was an awesome experience. Got to get high fives from all of the local judges that I knew from back home. So it's really cool seeing them like in their big moment too, where they get to shine and really, really showcase their skills. Just overall, a great idea from the Pokemon Company. And it was a really, really awesome way to kickstart off the championship. And then the main stage itself was really impressive. I don't know if any of you have been to a regional, you know that the main stage is, it's there for the stream. It's not really there for the in-person spectator. It's like 3 rows of chairs, maybe a TV to watch the games on. Not too much in the terms of production value. But this was really, really cool. Like being inside of the spectator spot just felt like such an experience. It was just awesome to be able to go in and watch some games in the arena that they had set up. 10 out of 10 execution. Just really, really neat. Huge step up from the viewing experience at regionals. So definitely worth going as a spectator, I think, to the NAIC versus a regional. Okay, so just finished round 5. Haven't had much of a chance to do any kind of check-ins. What do you call it? Just been really busy between rounds. So I just haven't had a lot of time. Been using the bathroom, trying to get some bites to eat, drink some water. So finished that round a little bit early, so thought I'd step outside and just check in real quick. Let's see. We are currently 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie with Joltix Box. Did commit to sending that one. First round was against, Charizard Dragapult. Went 2-0 pretty handily. Second round was against one of the Beach Court podcast guys. Shout out to them. A very fun game. They were playing Golden Go. We tied that one. He was keeping a very, very clean board state. If I went and loaded up Pikachu, he was keeping all 1-prizers. If I loaded up Iron Hands, he was keeping only Golden Goes. So made it really difficult for me to find any good targets to hit into. He took game 1, I took game 2, and then that was all she wrote. Ended that one with the tie. Round 3 was into Gardevoir. I took game 1 pretty quick. She ended up taking game 2. I just kind of ran out of resources, had to scoop. And then game 3, I took it. So got that series in the bag. And then round 4 was a mirror match. As far as Joltix Box mirror matches go, he won the coin flip. So that's about it for that. We went to game 3, but with him being able to go second game 3, it wasn't much hope. So then last round was against Dragapult Dusknoir. I took game 1, he took game 2. Going into game 3, I realized that I prized both of my Joltix, so I was pretty bummed out about that, but it's Dragapult, and they take forever to set up anyways, so I just crispined to an Iron Hands, and then the next 2 turns just manually attached the Iron Hands, was able to boss up his only Dracloak with energy, and just kind of was able to steamroll from there. So 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. The loss was to Mirror. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm definitely glad I ran the Joltix Box. I think by now, if I was playing Gardevoir, I'd probably be feeling pretty miserable. But at this moment, I'm just excited to play more Joltix Box. It is a fun deck to rip. So yeah, I'll do 4 more rounds. I think that sounds good. So very happy with my pick. Glad that I made the last second switch. Funny story though. I sat down to play my first round, and I flipped over my cards, and I realized I have never played this deck in real life before. Not even a single practice game. Everything has just been on live. And so I was like, kind of stumbling through my first couple turns, just being like, hang on, how do these cards work in real life again? But we picked it up pretty quick, so we're happy with it. We're happy. Well, I'm going to head back inside, hopefully get some food, and play 4 more rounds. I'll check in if I can. Catch ya. Ooh, baby. Okay, we are back in the hotel room. Hair is fried. Face is fried. Mental is fried. But we survived 9 rounds. And I'll spoil it right now. Made day 2, baby. Woo, went 6-2-1 total. Let's see where I left you off. Last check-in was around 5, I'm pretty sure. After that, beat a Bolt player. It was a good match. We went into game 3. I think I took the first one, he took the second one, or switch those. I'm not sure. But then I've never seen anyone scoop a game 3 before, but poor dude had like 5 energy prized, and then his opening hand, he drew into like 3 of his Sadas, and then he like top deck his 4 Sada. And I think he just, he was done after that, and I can't really blame him. That is just a nightmare. Then round, what would be, so we're 5-1-1 at that point. Round 7, going into a Pulsard against a very, very good player. And I got smashed by some stadiums. Game 1 started really good. I was able to hands from my first 2 prizes. I was able to clap his Charizard with my Galvantula for the next 2 prizes. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just bear. He's got like a Fez or something on the field, so I was like, I'll just bear the Fez. We'll take the last 2 prize cards. We'll go into game 2. But then he drops a Rocket's Watchtower and Iono's me to 2. And so now I have no attackers established. Bear is no longer an option because of Rocket's Watchtower, and I just have no way of getting my next attacker set up in time. I think I'm able to like boss a, let's see, so I crispened to my Miraidon, a lightning and a metal, and then I knew my last lightning was prized, one of my 2 prizes. So I get into Galvantula still alive. I think I prime catcher to Dracloak at this point, and just like smack it with the Galvantula and just hope that I draw the lightning off of my 50-50 chance basically, and I whiffed it. So I had no way of attacking with Miraidon because my last prize was the lightning card, so wasn't able to close out game 1. And then game 2, he opened his first turn with a jamming tower, so I wasn't able to, all I had in my hand was an Arven, and I started Miraidon, so I was not able to rescue board into Joltik on my first turn going second. So that just set me behind the whole game, and I wasn't able to recover after that. So we're going into round 8, 5-2-1. No, 4-2-1. Who am I? It must have been 4-2-1 at this point because we needed to win out. Hold on. Because I needed to win my last 2, so I must have been 4-2-1 at this point. So my last video I must have been 3-1-1. Okay, yeah, because that would have been round 5. So 4-2-1 at this point. I have to win my next 2 rounds to make day 2. 6-2-1 is the lowest amount of points that will make it in. Run into a really cool guy playing Blissey. I've hit Blissey in back-to-back majors now, which is, if you know how much people are actually playing the deck, it's kind of insane odds. I took game 1. He wasn't really able to get going. Game 2, he was able to get going. And he was able to just set up like multiple Blisseys with rigid bands and like a whole squad of monkeys. And there was just no way I could hit anything to take my last 2 prize cards. I was kind of digging, hoping I could like back-to-back boss monkeys from my last 2 prize cards, but I just wasn't hitting the bosses fast enough, so I scoop. And we go into game 3 with like 12 minutes left, I think. And we had both like kind of agreed, like, hey, we want one of us to go on, so we'll kind of go off of prizes and board state to decide who the winner of the match is, because if we tie, then we're both out of the tournament at that point, and neither one of us wants that. So game 3, I'm able to kind of push him behind a little bit, and then we end it. We go to time, and we end turn 3. He has 6 prizes left. I have 2 prizes left. So, and he had to hard retreat a Blissey, so he knocked all 4 energy off of his board. So it was pretty clear that I was going to win that one. And he was gracious and conceded to me. So we took that round. And then last round was a really tough match against Marnie's Grimmsnarl. And I think I want to say I lost the coin flip. So he's going second in game 1, which he pretty much just takes without issue. So game 2, I'm going second. and I'm able to close that one out pretty quickly, just doing joltix box things, iron handsing, Galvantula against Marnies and all that jazz. And then game 3, he goes second again. But I'm able to kind of, because I go first, and I'm able to get extra energy into the play. When I've used my first jolting charge on my second turn, I had Joltik in the active with a lightning and a grass and a bravery charm. So it had 80 health. And then I had, after jolting charge, I had a hands with lightning grass, and I had a Pikachu with lightning metal. So I have 3 threats established at this point. He has Frostlass in play, so all of them can do very nasty things. And he opts to take out the Pikachu with Grimmsnarl the following turn. So I evolve into Galvantula and take out his Grimmsnarl. And then next turn, I'm able to take a knockout with, who do you call him, Hands. And then turn after that, I hit Boss Bear for my final 2 prize cards. And so we closed out the last round. End of the day, 6-2-1. And feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty happy with that. Especially going from yesterday where, honestly, didn't even really want to play that much. And then running Jolted Box today, having had like maybe 20 games on live under my belt. So we're very, very satisfied with that. Can go into day 2, just kind of happy with the results so far and not stressing about it too much. So we're chilling. Had a good one. My buddy, who was running the same 60 as me, he ended the day, I want to say 4-4-1. So he missed day 2, but he did really, really well. Homie hit 3 mirror matches, so that's always brutal. Proud of him too. He did a great job with our 60 today. I'm sure I'll be able to post the deck list under this video, so make sure you check it out if you want to. But yeah, hey, let's go next. Let's go day 2. Got the Saturday morning fit check. Feeling a little crashy after just a couple hours of sleep, but still looking good, still looking clean. So working on editing this video right now and realized that I never actually chatted about day 2 very much. So just popped out into my backyard to kind of go over some thoughts. Rip the Band-Aid off the record. Didn't have a good day 2. 0 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. We hit 3 Raging Bolts on day 2, and if you know anything about the Joltik Box Raging Bolt matchup, you know it's not great. Basically, your game plan is to hope that they either brick or just have a slow enough start that you're able to get ahead, or that they just make a few mistakes. And with 3 games in a series, can't really rely on bricks, and with the competitors being day 2 caliber, there's not a lot of mistakes coming out. So the games went about as well as you expected, although I did manage to tie one of the Raging Bolt matchups. But just tough day overall. And then actually there is something cool. Faced off against a pretty neat rogue deck, and the guy actually did really well. I think he had a pretty good finish with it. It was like Trapagos, Zoroark with the Noctowl engine, where he had just a bunch of one-offs, like a ton of tech cards, so that he could pretty much play around any situation. And he was able to consistently get a Briar playoff, which Joltik Box has a hard time playing around Briar. So, he took that game, but it was a really cool deck. He had a good run. So go into my match history and see if you can find that, if you're interested in the cool rogue deck. But the other thing I wanted to chat about is just kind of the mental side of these tournaments. For myself, I deal with anxiety quite a bit. This is not an excuse, just something I wanted to kind of chat about, because I don't think there's a lot of people that really talk about this. I know Tim Danklin goes into how little sleep he gets during these tournaments. I think it's pretty common. Before day 1, I actually slept okay. I think I got maybe 5 hours, which is pretty good for me going into one of these majors. But then day 2, I think I maybe got 2 hours of sleep. Like I was just kind of like just could not get my brain to shut down, was just going over plays and concepts and reliving day one over and over and over and over again. Just a ton of anxiety going into day two, which is something that, we're working on. It's part of competing in these major events. It's part of developing my skill as a player, is kind of working with and moving through this anxiety. But it came up in Portland, and it came up again here in NAIC. So I just kind of wanted to chat about it, just kind of bring that into the open as part of the discussion around these majors. There's not too much more to say. Working on things like meditation and just more exposure to major events is kind of helping me through it. But yeah, just let me know in the comments if you come across anything similar, if you have any things that you can share or experiences you can share, just to kind of get that conversation flowing. But yeah, still had a ton of fun at NAIC despite the disappointing day two. Shout out to all my opponents. They were fantastic to play with. And yeah, just looking forward to the next one. So after my games on day two, I hung around for a little bit. I got to see Piper beat Henry in person. That was an awesome event. Then I went back to the hotel room so I could rest and get ready to hit up the Pride Parade. Didn't realize that Pride was happening the same weekend as NAIC, but very glad that it was. So I got to experience both, which was super cool. I was absolutely exhausted at this point, but I used my last bit of strength to have a good time and continue to enjoy this fabulous city. After Pride, my friend and I went down to Bourbon Street and kind of took that whole experience in. Not really my scene, but I had a good time with it anyways. And then that's kind of a wrap on New Orleans. Sunday, I went back to the convention center and watched the finals. Those were super fun. Glad I got to do that as well. NAIC overall, I would recommend it as a spectator. I think they do a good job of catering to the spectator, and it was just seemed like a really fun event. But that's a wrap. That's a wrap on NAIC. That's a wrap on my first season as a competitive Pokemon player, taking it very seriously. And it just feels really good, Went to our first international championship, made day two. That felt amazing. Had a cup win, had a couple challenge wins, and just overall, very happy with how the season went. Won't be going to Worlds. Missed that this year. Maybe next year. We'll see. But we ended up top 4%. I think like 676th place overall for championship points in US and North America. So let's get it. Let's get it.